If you saw my latest video, you will see that my elf on the shelf called Blizzard has asked me to make him a coat or a jacket because he got caught in a snowstorm last night. So I've decided to make one. He did give me this drawing of how to do it, but obviously that's way too small for my elf. So I've made one up myself. If you want this and you want to make your own jacket for your elf on the shelf, I will put a link in the description so you can download it and just print it out. Then what I did was cut out all of the shapes, find some felt, so here I've got white and green. Then I just cut the shapes that's on here, but obviously bigger, onto the felt. So we have two sleeves. This is the back of his coat or jacket, this is the front. He has a collar, and I've just done some green trim to go on the bottom of his arms. And then you're going to also need some white cotton and some green, or whatever colour you decide to use. Obviously you do need scissors to cut everything out, and we've got some pins. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sew this green trim onto the bottom of his arms, and then I'm going to sew these together at the back, which I'll show you as I get to it. Now that the sleeves are finished, well, the bottom section of them, we're going to move on to the body of the jacket. So as you can see here, this is kind of what it will look like. So this will be the front, and then obviously he can open his jacket, put his arms in, and off he goes. So we'll move the front out the way first because we're going to work with these back sections first. So we need to attach these together. And just to give you an idea of how it will look from the back, bearing in mind he will also have the arms, is it's going to look something like that. So that'll be his collar, which will go around the front. Now we obviously don't want the gap here, so we're going to attach these together, but what we're actually going to do to make it look neat is we're going to pop them back to back, and then we're going to stitch all along here. This has been made bigger than what we need, so we have about 1 centimetre to play with down this side. So I'm going to take my cotton and my needle, and I'm going to start stitching along this edge. Just make sure that you line it up properly first. And we'll just do a quick knot at the start to make sure it doesn't fall apart as he goes out and wears his jacket. Then just go up, down, up, down, and you're going to continue that all the way until you get to this edge. I've now sewn all the way up here, so I'll just open it to show you how it's going to look. It'll be something like that, but we're actually going to trim this off as well. But for now, that's how it'll look, so it's quite neat. The next step that we're going to do is we need to attach the body to this section. So we've got, here's the back and these are the front, but to make it neat again, we're going to do the same here on these sections. So this will be meeting with that. That's how you'll see it in the end, which means you need to turn it back over and stitch along here. And then we'll do the same on this side to attach that to that. Once the body of your jacket looks something like this, you're ready to move on to the next step. So as you can see, this will be the outside of your jacket, which will close like that, and all that mess is on the inside, which we will get rid of before we give it to our elves. So once you're at this stage, you're going to go back to your elf arms, and this is the outside. So again, to keep everything neat, you're going to stitch it the wrong way around. So this is the inside, and you're going to take your needle and cotton and you're going to stitch all the way down the arm, on both arms. Once that's done, we'll come back and I'll show you the next stage. So here we have the sleeves are finished and we've got the jacket. Once you've stitched your sleeves, just push your finger in and turn them the right way around so that this edge is showing on the outside. And we have the jacket with the side that's going to be facing the outside up. So you want to get the edge of your sleeve, which has got the seam down, and match it with this seam here. So we're just going to pop that corner in there. Then close your jacket so that the inside of your jacket is now on the showing like that. Then what you want to do is just wiggle your arm until you can touch it on the bottom here and also on the top. And what we're going to do is to stitch all the way up, around and back. Don't stitch through all these layers because your elf won't get his arm in, because that's the armhole. So we're going to stitch around, attach these two sections here together and back around that side. Then we're going to do the same with this arm, which will be taking this seam, matching it with the bottom seam here. Close the jacket so that the inside is now on display, and then we're going to stitch all the way around. Careful not to stitch through, because again we don't want to get his arm caught in his sleeve. And once we've done that, we'll come back and I'll show you the last step, which is adding the collar. As you can see, the jacket now has sleeves, so all we need to do, apart from trim these sections back, is to add the collar. Now we want this to be central, so what we're going to do is pop this over, and this line across the back we're going to match up with the middle of this. So if you just do that and pinch it in the centre, then you can meet the centre at the back of the jacket here, and we're going to stitch with our green cotton from the middle here all the way around to the front, and then the same the other side. The reason we're doing that is because the jacket is going to overlap in the front slightly and the collar won't reach all the way around, so we want to at least make it central. And I'll be back to show you once that's done. And now our collar is on our jacket, so all that's left to do is to take your scissors and we're just going to neaten up the inside. I've already done the middle one, so to do this all you're going to do is turn your jacket back inside out, take your scissors, be very careful with this, and just trim off the excess. So we'll just do the same on the other side. Remove that. And there's your jacket. Now if you wanted to, you could get a button or something, or a popper, just so that your elf will be able to tie it up. I'm going to leave mine as it is tonight, and then hopefully if he wants a button or something, he can let me know. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you'd like me to make any other bits that you can think of, let me know and I'll do some videos for you. Other than that, I guess we're going to leave it up to him to decide and let us know what he wants me to make. Thank you for watching. Bye!